So, putting aside 2 Nintendo consoles I covered games for so far this year, you know what other console is turning 25? The original Xbox. And while I didn't grow up with it, I figured I'd look at something for that black and green tank. Ultimately, I decided to start with a platformer, which is not really a genre most would associate with the Xbox brand typically. Still, I decided to pick a game I wanted to play on it for so long, despite it never coming out for the GameCube, and that is Psychonauts, which I also played on PC prior. After all these years of waiting to play it, what do I think of Tim Schafer's first game after he left LucasArts, in addition to being his first platformer? Let's find out. The story of Psychonauts follows Rasputin Raz Aquato, who on the run from his father sneaks into the Whispering Rock summer camp, designated by the United States government for training psychic children. Though the counselors involved still called Raz's father to pick him up, they still train him for the short time he is there, with Raz quickly picking up on his talents, which of course gained the attention of said counselors Sasha 9, Mia Vodello, and on a more sinister side, Morco, Oleander, and the mad scientist Dr. Lobato. The latter two taking part in kidnapping children to extract their brains for a secret weapon. But the oddities of Whispering Rock haven't gone unnoticed by the camp's founder, Ford Cruller, who then recruits Raz to help him investigate as he trains. An interesting take on the school or camp under threat of a conspiracy type of story to be told here, with even unlockable backstories for most of the characters in the form of silent slideshows that add depth to it. Hell, the main story, especially by the end, is dark in and of itself, underneath the quirky aesthetic, with the background stories of Raz and Oleander in particular. Onto the gameplay, and Psychonauts is a 3D platformer, where Whispering Rock Summer Camp serves as the hub world. In said hub world, Raz will explore all throughout as he attends classes by the counselors and do missions in the main story for Cruller. He does this by literally opening the door way into people's minds, which spawn into all sorts of settings. Oleander's mind is a war zone. Vodello's is a dance party, and after a boss fight with a hulking lungfish, their mind is Kaiju Tokusatsu, a la Godzilla, King Kong, and by the end of the level, it's a fight with Ultraman if he was evil against a psychic kid voiced by Alpha 5, who also goes kaiju-sized in a crossover comic with the Justice League. Sticking to the hub world for a bit, there are some side quests to partake in, including a scavenger hunt where if Raz finds a certain amount of things to find on a list, he will gain a few levels, upgrading his psychic powers. Meanwhile, in the main levels, the primary collectibles are pictured, multicolored mind fragments, which help gain levels in Raz's power a little slower than finding collectibles in the camp does. But hey, if you're looking to be a completionist, speaking of completionism, other collectibles include side cards and cores that help you instantly gain a level, as well as mind webs that craft side cards. But to extract those, you need to buy an extractor using arrowheads as the camp currency. And for collectibles not related to upgrading Raz's power, there are moving safes that contain black and white stills of the characters you meet, so there is quite a bit to do. But the point of the platformer is the platforming, and like I said before, each character's minds being aesthetically different, fitting of each character even. But to mention one I haven't mentioned yet, some levels like the Milkman Conspiracy have environments where the roads literally raise and twist around, like Mario Galaxy before Mario Galaxy. So Double Fine did their damnedest to make some of the trippiest levels in platforming history. As for Raz's abilities, he'll use a combination of gymnastics such as tightrope balance and swinging on poles and ropes to jump off, and like certain hedgehogs and their friends, he can also grind on thin metal gratings. In addition to psychic powers like levitation to assist with his double jump, as well as run faster and ride over slopes, though his psychic powers also include some offensive skills like his basic combat, as well as psychic beams, confusion grenades, and fire. While others are more passive, allowing you to help solve puzzles, one of which being a boss fight during the Milkman Conspiracy where you're gonna need clairvoyance, with Raz's only weakness being the ability to swim due to a curse on his family. It all plays great and bode well with Double Fine's quirky ideas. Bonus props to the current version on Steam for updating the controls to match that with a 360 controller. So really, the only thing I don't like is a personal gripe at the level of Waterloo World, where in the mind of a descendant of Napoleon Bonaparte, Raz must constantly shrink and alter the game in the descendant's favor to beat the French tyrant as he purges the issues within his mind. Unfortunately, it's a lot of fetch quests to spawn game pieces, requiring constant growing and shrinking and level navigation to what should be more obvious, more trickier than they need to be. What a drag. Onto the sound, and Psychonauts employs a perfect, quirky soundtrack, backed by characters being voiced by a few recognizable voice actors. As I said, via referencing his other work, Richard Horvitz as Raz.
Hey, is this gonna upset Kochamra and all your little brainwashed neighbors?
Nika Futterman as Dogen.
I'm telling you for the last time, no. I would never do that. I could never kill everyone.
But one I didn't recognize, David Kaye, whom I remember in the Canadian and US dub of Inuyasha as Sesshomaru, as well as John Oliver's narrator in Last Week Tonight. He voices Cruller.
Okay, let me repeat myself. Here are the rules. Take this guy out, but if he sees you at all, you lose. Go get him.
Still, they all perform well with their characters, so no complaints. If I were to add a complaint despite some gripes with the level, as to expect from most any comedy, don't expect all the jokes to hit. And there is a recurring gag about these 9 to 10-year-old kids, even involving Raz and a little goth girl Lily, to be thinking about making out.
Lily, a deranged man is building an army of psychic death tanks to take over the world, and there's no one who can stop him, except for you and me.
Oh my god! Let's make out!
Can I not think about that with children? Sheesh. Overall, Psychonauts remains a fantastic platformer that, after its initial low sales, rightfully got its flowers after all these years, with a great quirky setting containing some dark and endearing stories. Worth it wherever you can get it.